Our first experience with the Shinkansen in Japan was our trip from Tokyo to Kyoto. The trip took about 2.5 hours total. It was one of the easiest and most comfortable ways to travel. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Our tip: book the green car if you can afford it. The bit of extra room is well worth it. After arriving in Kyoto, we checked into our hotel, did a bit of shopping, and enjoyed an early dinner. We loved our hotel and will share more about it in our future Japan hotels video. It was a quiet night for us as we wanted to be up early the next day to beat the crowds to one of the most popular destinations in Kyoto. Our first destination in Kyoto was the Fushimi Inari Shrine. We took the JR Nara line from Kyoto Station 2 stops to Inari Station. When you exit the station, you are directly across the street from the entrance to the shrine. It's free to enter and is open 24/7. The main attraction for this shrine is the mountain trails lined with literally thousands of torii gates. There's also several shrine buildings at the bottom, which we visited on our way out. Because it is an extremely popular attraction, the trails get very crowded. We arrived a little before 9 a.m. and it was already very busy. Between tourists and student groups, it can be a bit difficult to find space to move at your own pace. It's best to arrive even earlier in the morning. Otherwise, you can often find a bit more space further up the trail. If you step to the side and wait for a bit, you can find gaps in the crowds where you can get your own pictures. Speaking of photos, one of our goals was to capture an iconic marathon medal picture. We were definitely not the only ones with that plan, as we saw many other marathoners that morning. We managed to find a spot where we could arrange the medals and put together a really special shot. I definitely ended up in a random holiday home video or two. The trails can take more than 2 hours if you want to go all the way to the summit. However, you are welcome to walk as far as you like and turn back. There are stations along the way where you can purchase food, drinks, souvenirs, and ice cream. There are also several places where you can stop and get some incredible views of Kyoto. In addition to all the red torii gates, there are also many fox statues. Foxes are thought to be the messengers of Inari. That is why you find these white fox statues guarding the shrine. The red bibs they wear are to ward off disease and evil. These torii gates that you see are all donated by companies and individuals. Depending on the size of the gates, the cost ranges from 400,000 to over 1 million yen. When planning our Kyoto days, we came across a fantastic travel blog called Travel Caffeine. The site is full of great travel information, including a very well-planned 3-day itinerary for Kyoto. This guide helped us make the most of our days in the city, and we'll be sure to drop the link in the description. We made it about halfway up the trails before marathon legs and COVID after effects started to tire us out. So we stopped for ice cream and a rest. After some careful thought, we decided it was probably best to head back down and save our energy for the rest of the day. After returning to the bottom of the mountain, we spent some time visiting the shrine buildings. I tried my luck at the Umekoji fortune box, but couldn't quite figure out how it worked at the time. We took the time to write our wishes for good health for our families on the stick and left an offering for the shrine. We're not sure what this is called, so if you know, please tell us in the comments below. One of the sub-shrines at Fushimi Inari is dedicated to the deity who helps students, so you'll find large sections filled with Emma boards where students send their prayers for success in scholastic endeavors. After climbing all of those stairs first thing in the morning, we were really missing our coffee. We Googled for the closest Starbucks and found one that was a 12 or so minute walk away. Tori was especially excited to find the sold out literally everywhere else Sakura mug she had been looking for. Next up on our agenda was the Kyoto Railway Museum. Travel Caffeine called this the best museum in Kyoto, so our interest was certainly piqued. Rather than take a bus to the museum, we opted to take a walk from Kyoto Station. The walk took us through Umekoji Park, which was really lovely. There was also an area in the park where they had turned old tram cars into a snack bar and a rest area where you could hide from the sun. This park also houses the Kyoto Aquarium, but we unfortunately ran out of time to visit. After walking through the park, you arrive at the entrance to the Railway Museum. While quite stunning, the architectural structure doesn't give away just how huge this museum actually is. Entrance to the museum costs 1,500 yen for adults, which is around 10 euros at the time this video is released. After going through the entrance, the first part of the museum is an outdoor covered section containing several trains from different eras of Japanese rail history. Each train has an engine with a variety of different cars attached to it, including things like kitchen, cafe, dining, sleeping, passenger, and crew cars. While they had different types of trains, including steam and electric on display, one of the highlights is the first ever Shinkansen train. At one end, it had a special car set up with some detailed exhibits about this first bullet train. Next to that was the opposite-facing control car where you were allowed to go in and sit at the controls. So all of this was super cool so far, but there is so much more to the museum. Next, we enter the show building. This 3-story building is packed with exhibitions showing the history of Japanese rail and includes everything from how the stations worked to lights and signals, signage, the different technologies involved, onboard furniture, and a mock switching station. There were locomotives that you could sit at the controls and others you could walk underneath. There was just so much packed into this incredible space. You could spend days exploring here. The last part of the museum takes you back outdoors. You'll cross an elevated walkway to a building with windows that look down to a steam engine workshop. We saw them restoring a giant steam train engine. You'll walk down the stairs to ground level, and on your right, see a platform where you can take a ride on an actual steam engine. And on your left, a massive roundhouse filled with steam locomotives that you can visit up close. We honestly had the best time at the museum. Even if you aren't a huge train connoisseur, which we aren't, you will still really enjoy this museum. Finally, for the last stop on our very first busy day in Kyoto, we took the San-In line northwest to Ninna-Ji. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a Buddhist temple with close ties to the imperial family of Japan. It's also the head temple of the Amuro school, part of the Shingon sect of Buddhism. It's well known for its grove of beautiful Amuro cherry blossom trees, which, unfortunately, were not yet in bloom during our visit. A combo admission to the Kondo Hall, which is the main worship hall, and the Goten, which contains the palace and garden, is only 500 yen. That's roughly €3. We arrived quite late in the day and found out that the grounds closed at 5 p.m., so we had a slightly rushed experience. We visited the worship hall first. They don't allow filming or shoes inside the building, so you have to take our word on how beautiful it was inside. The real attraction, though, is the palace grounds and gardens. When you walk through the gardens, you discover this tranquil area with beautiful koi palms. You then head back to the entrance to the palace where you take off your shoes and stroll through the buildings. They have exhibits set up to show you what life was once like there. Despite the ongoing maintenance and construction, it was a really peaceful and beautiful place. Going at the end of the day affords you the chance to visit without any crowds. If you are pressed for time, skip the hall and just visit the Goyen. It's well worth the few yen of admission. Well, that does it for our first day in Kyoto. We were absolutely exhausted after such a busy day. We took the train back to Kyoto Station and enjoyed a quiet dinner at our hotel. Join us next time as we embark on day 2 in Kyoto with another full day of adventures, including monkeys, bamboo groves, and an authentic Italian pizza in Japan. Trust us.
Thanks for watching.
Remember to like and subscribe as it really helps us build the channel. Until next time.
Bye.